Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim, and if you like today's content, please consider subscribing and clicking the like button. It helps my channel to grow with all the engagement that you guys do on my videos. This is my really big haul, at least for me, really big haul of this month. I typically don't do hauls every month. I try not to because that does get expensive. Alright, so in grand total I have 17 books. To me that's a lot. I was going to have 20. But 3 of those books got sent back. They were undeliverable, if I can get my words out. Words are a problem today. By Amazon standards, they didn't really give a reason why. On the day that they were supposed to be delivered, within a few hours, they sent a message saying they were undeliverable, being sent back, get a refund. That was it. So I'm guessing the package that they were in got ruined in some manner, which destroyed the books. I don't really know, don't have an explanation. So my ended up 20 books are now at 17. So we have the ones that I did manage to have delivered. Then I have 2 that I purchased on the way back from vacation, 3 that I got from my local free little library, and then 1 that was gifted to me from the end of last school year. So kind of a conglomeration of all different sources. So yeah. Alright, let's start with what Amazon delivered and then we'll go from there. So the first set are these 9 books. These are all manga series, so I'm not going to read them off. I'll read the back of the first one but not the others because I don't want to possibly spoil the series for myself, but I will read at least the first one so we kind of get an idea of what the rest of it might be about. So this is volume 1, and I did get the whole series off of Amazon. There were at least 9 printed volumes that I am aware of. And when I have been looking at different places per volume, it's around $7.99 to $8.99 per volume. So that's about, I paid about $70. Then you have tax. So that came out pretty much comparable. So that's kind of how I kind of did it. Maybe a few dollars savings when I bought it as a box set. Alright, so this is Spy Family by the story and art by Tatsuya Endo. So this is what the front cover looks like. So I will read the back synopsis, but I won't read the back synopsis of the others, but I will show you the front covers of the others, if that makes sense. Alright, Master Spy Twilight is unparalleled when it comes to going undercover on dangerous missions for the betterment of the world. But when he receives the ultimate assignment to get married and have a kid, he may finally be in over his head. Not one to depend on others, Twilight has his work cut out for him, procuring both a wife and a child for his mission to infiltrate an elite private school. What he doesn't know is that the wife he's chosen is an assassin and the child he's adopted is a telepath. So this is what the back, so it kind of gives you an idea. He's on a mission. He has to get married. He has to have a child to, again, infiltrate this boarding school. Doesn't really say what the mystery is or what the mission is at this boarding school. So kind of intriguing, kind of a mystery. Spy, all of that, so that sounds intriguing to me, so I can't wait to dive in. I've heard a lot of good things about this from different people that I've talked to who do read manga. They haven't spoiled it for me since they know I was interested in it, but raving about it, great things. So that was volume 1. So based on that cover, this is the child, and we know from the back that she can read minds. So this is what this one looks like. So cute. And I don't want to open him up and look at the artwork because I don't want to by chance do any spoilers. And then we know from the back cover that this was the wife who is the assassin. That should make that very intriguing to read. Got a spy, an assassin, and a child that can read minds. Alright, I don't know who this character is, so this is volume 4. So that is a new character. Looks like a dog, I think. Dog in a television. And then another one. Character. Don't know who that is. So that was volume 5. So volume 6. And volume 7. He looks like he's up to no good for sure. Volume 8. And then the last and final volume. So that is the entire, at least all the covers to The Spy Family. So the last book that was delivered, I've heard a lot of really good things. This is the same, one of the authors that wrote Illuminate Files. This is Jay Kristoff, who was a dual author with Amy Kristoff for the Illuminate Files. So I wanted to kind of dive into his work. So this is Empire of the Vampire, high fantasy style book dealing with vampires. I'll read a little bit off the back, but I don't want to read too much. It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise, so it sounds like a post-apocalyptic setting. Vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire as they tear down our own. Gabriel de Leon is a silver saint, a member of the Holy Brotherhood, dedicated to defending the realm and the church from the creatures of the night. But even the Silver Order could not stem the tide once daylight failed us. Sounds like even the Brotherhood is on the brink of extinction as well. Imprisoned by the monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. So it sounds like he's the last. He's been imprisoned by the vampires, and it's kind of his telling, like the book itself is his telling of the story and the kind of the downfall of the Silver Saints, from what I can gather. So it sounds intriguing. I can't wait to dive in and see what I think about it and his work as a whole. But yeah, that cover. He looks creepy as all get out. So then we're going to move on to the section of the 2 books that I purchased on the way back from vacation earlier this month. Like I said, I was waiting for my other books to come in before I did this video. Alright, so the first one, also leave me comments down below. What is your best method of getting stickers off your books that do not leave sticky residue? Because a lot of times when I peel stickers off, there's that tacky feeling left. And so, yeah. So both of these books are from Target. And we stopped on a Target on the way back. Do like a leg stretch break. Because, yeah, it was a long trip from the South Carolinas where we went. So, anywho, side tangents. Gotta love them. Alright, so the first book that I picked up, this is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. So kind of a thriller book, I think. Thriller mystery. When Chloe Davis was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of the summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes and was put away for life, leaving Chloe and the rest of her family to grapple with the truth and try to move forward when dealing with the aftermath. Now, 20 years later, Chloe is a psychologist in Baton Rouge and getting ready for her wedding. While she finally has a fragile grasp on the happiness she has worked hard to achieve, she sometimes feels out of control of her own life, as the troubled teens who are her patients. So when a local teenage girl goes missing, and then another, that terrifying summer comes crashing back. Is she paranoid, seeing parallels from her past that aren't actually there? Or for a second time in her life, is Chloe about to unmask a killer? So this sounds like maybe it's a debut novel for her. It's a lyrical thriller. I don't know if I've ever read a lyrical thriller before. Have you? I don't know if I've really read lyrical work at all. So this may be a first. Alright, so can't wait. It's a debut author. I didn't read that part of it, so we shall see and let you know what I think about a lyrical thriller. Because I like thrillers, but I don't know if I've ever read that before. But it sounds intriguing. And now for the big dog that I am intimidated by. But if I can get through, and I don't know if you can barely see him, maybe off camera. If I can get through the Brandon Sanderson books, like I'm still working on the Rhythm Award, but the Oathbreaker think that's what, no, sorry, the Oathbringer and the Words of Radiance. If I can get through those books, then this one shouldn't be too bad. But I will say when I got through those books, I had them by the audio as well. I did an immersion reading on those, so I probably will have to do that with this one. But this is what it is. Years and years ago, not years and years, it hasn't been that long ago. A few years ago, I saw this book all over BookTube. It's a very popular book, and I've seen it here recently, which is why I kind of brought it to the forefront. And then I happened to see it on sale because it was $20 for the paperback, and then it was on sale, so it's a little bit cheaper. But this is The Priory of the Orange Tree by, I think it says Samantha Shannon. Yes, pretty sure it's Samantha Shannon. But it's big. It's over 800 pages. It's nice and floppy. I do prefer larger books in paperback. Pretty gentle with my books, so I don't foresee them getting damaged or anything. But I do, like I said, like immersion reading when it's something this big, because it helps me just remember things easier. So it has dragons, and I'll read, if you're not familiar with this, if you haven't heard about it, we'll see what it's about. But most people are familiar with this big chunky of a book. The House of Barathanet, and I'm terrible with names, you guys know this, has ruled Enos for 1,000 years. Still unwed, Queen Sabran IX must conceive a daughter to protect her realm from destruction. But assassins are getting closer to her door. Ead Duran is an outsider at court. Though she has risen to the position of lady-in-waiting, she is loyal to a hidden society of mages. Ead keeps a watchful eye on Sabran, secretly protecting her with forbidden magic. Across the Dark Sea, Tane has trained to be a dragon rider since she was a child, but is forced to make a choice that could see her life unravel. Meanwhile, there is again unrest between the East and the West that refuse to have talks, or partly. So it sounds like it may be 3 different points of view, POVs between these 3. Sounds like women, forbidden magic, dragon riders. Dragons seem to be the hot topic this year. So yeah, a lot of dragon books. And I'm gonna pick this one up. I don't know how forefront it is, but got a dragon on the castle. So it might be a prevalent point to this book. I don't know. And I think there is a second book as well. But I gotta get through that book first. Alright, and then the last, but certainly not least, is my last stat. So the one that was gifted to me by one of my students at the end of last year. So this is Crimson Summer by Heather Graham. So I believe this is a murder mystery. So you are following a special agent, Amy Larson, who discovers a small horse figurine amid the bloody aftermath of a gang massacre in the Everglades. She recognizes it immediately. The toy is a calling card of the apocalypse cult that Amy and her partner, FBI Special Agent Hunter Forrest, have been investigating. I don't want to read much further, but it sounds like there's a murder, there's a mystery going on, they're working on solving it, and it's just going to lead them further and further into this mystery. Alright, it sounds like a cult may be involved as well. So, can't wait dive into this, and it's short. One of my shorter books outside of the manga. And then the last 3 books are from my local free little library when I donated that large bag of books. If you follow me on Instagram, which is Kim's Book Corner, if you want to follow me there. Alright, so the first one up, I thought this was interesting. The cover kind of drew me in. This says The Body in the Woods by April Henry. This is what this looks like. So I've got one person kind of peeking out here. So you are following 3 different people. Alexis, Nick, and Ruby come from very different backgrounds. Alexis has spent her life covering for her mom's mental illness. Nick's bravado hides his fear of not being good enough. And Ruby just wants to pursue her eccentric interest in a world that doesn't understand her. The 3 teams meet when they join Portland County's search and rescue. On their first mission, they are teamed up to locate an autistic man lost in the woods. What they discover instead is a dead girl. In a friendship that will be forged in danger, fear, and courage, the three work together to find the girl's killer before one of their own becomes another victim. So that sounds very interesting. A lot of different things going on in this book. Can't wait to dive in. This one sounds creepy and looks creepy as well. Look at that cover. Just look. So this one has some wear and tear on it, but that's okay. So this one, The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall. The madness inside will haunt you forever. So this is by Katie Allender. In this asylum, your mind plays tricks on you all the time. Delia's, I'm terrible with names. Delia's new house isn't just a house. Long ago, it was an insane asylum nicknamed Hysteria Hall. However, many of the inmates were not insane, just defiant and strong-willed, kind of like Delia herself. But the house still wants to keep troubled girls locked away. So in the most horrifying way, Delia gets trapped. And that's when she learns that the house is also haunted. All right, and that's kind of where we're going to leave it. There's some more on the back, but that still sounds creepy enough. Get me interested. Hopefully interest you as well. See what goes on in this haunted house of Delia's. And then the very last one, very different from all of the other books that I've shown you. Got a great mix of everything. This is Seven Eaves. Fonts. I'll let you kind of get a look at it. This is by Neil Stephenson's. And this one is kind of hard to read on the back. It's very dark. I wish they would have did a little bit lighter gray on the back part to make it a little easier to read because it's very tiny writing. What would happen if the world were ending? Very good question. Very intriguing. A catastrophic event renders the earth a ticking time bomb. In a feverish race against the inevitable, nations around the globe band together to devise an ambitious plan to ensure the survival of humanity far beyond our atmosphere in outer space. But the complexities and unpredictability of human nature coupled with unforeseen challenges and dangers threatened the intrepid pioneers until only a handful of survivors remained. Then 5,000 years later, their progeny, 7 distinct races, now 3 billion strong, embark on yet another audacious journey into the unknown, to an alien world utterly transformed by cataclysm and time. Earth. So sounds definitely a post-apocalyptic space adventure. So they leave Earth because basically it sounds like maybe we destroyed it. And then 5,000 years out in space, our ancestors in the future have evolved into 7 different species. Maybe they encounter other species out there maybe. Because now there are 7 distinct races. So I don't know really what that means. Is it just ethnic groups or truly other races, like alien races? And now they're journeying back to Earth, which is completely different from the cataclysm or catastrophic events that took place 5,000 years ago. That is going to be different. So definitely sci-fi, don't know, post-apocalyptic, sci-fi, space adventure, odyssey, all that. Alright, so those are all of the books that I managed to haul this time. Quite a bit, like I said, for me. I will say out of all of them, I'm most excited to dive into the manga because I'm really getting into that here recently. So I can't wait to dive into that first. And then after that, it's a toss-up between the Empire, the Vampire, and maybe the Hysteria Hall. Because I'm kind of in that creepy horror thriller type mood almost, in a way. So those are kind of my top picks. Let me know your top picks out of this haul. What you would dive into first. I would definitely be interested in knowing that. Like I said, any and all engagement helps my channel to grow. I would love to hear from you guys. So leave me those comments down below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's comment. And until my next video, you guys, happy reading as always. Bye guys.